Hey mamas, it's Lynn here. We're back in the pregnancy retreat for day 8 pocket coaching. Now, as you can tell, I might be looking, I'm all in the grips of dealing with everybody being sick in my house at the moment. This whole COVID business is really quite relentless. But you know what, like all things, we just gotta roll with the punches. We just gotta keep on going. All right. And this is the thing. I'm still showing up here, and I want you to just keep showing up in your life, no matter what hurdles are coming your way. Okay. And when we do that, it's like we realize that we can do hard things well. And that's one mantra that I just keep telling myself. It's like, no, we just do hard things well. We just got to stick at it. In fact, that was one of the wonderful mamas in my tribe who says this, Jessica. She's absolutely amazing, and this is the thing. It's just like when women get together, amazing things really do happen, and you support each other. And that's the thing. We just got to keep rallying each other on, and just to keep going. Because, and I was just saying this today. This is not a rehearsal. This is life is not a rehearsal. This is real. This is happening now. And I want us all to be able to squeeze out every last drop of magic we can from every moment of it. So even wherever it is that you're on your motherhood journey, whether you're in the thick of pregnancy right now and your baby's due soon. I know some of you that you're really soon, whether you're trying to conceive and that's been a long journey in itself, right? Or you're on the other side already and you've got your babies. There's always going to be something that is stressful or difficult that we hit up against, which can take away from the magic of the moment, that can take away from the joys that are to be had. And whatever anxiety, whatever stress, whatever fear that is, when you start seeing that as the enemy, not as whatever the what not don't see the circumstances around you as the problem, because you have no control over that. Yes, you don't have to love it. Yes, absolutely. We wish it was something else. But actually spending too much time wishing it was something else is wasted energy. And it takes our focus away from enjoying what is there, what is present. And it's so important to be in the moment, to enjoy all the good things that are there, because that's going to trigger off a positive compound effect in your mind that is going to translate into a positive compound effect in your body, through physiology, through creating that oxytocin hit that you need, that's going to give you all the right chemistry to let go of the stress hormones, to create all of that goodness inside that you need for you and baby, not just to feel better, but to actually make sure that you are in good health and optimal health. So actually what I wanted to do was answer one of the questions that comes up a lot, and that is pain in the body, discomfort. So I see that a lot of you're having sleep sleep issues, which yes, during pregnancy, absolutely. Insomnia, anxiety, yes, and pain. So actually, this is Brooke. Brooke, is he? I read your message this morning, and I know that sciatica is a really big deal for a lot of women during pregnancy. Now I'm going to put my physio hat on for a while here, and I can say that when I used to work purely as a physio in clinic, sciatica was such a common thing you saw all the time. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's when you're experiencing really sharp burning pain, electric pain that starts maybe in your lower back, maybe in your buttock, maybe just at the top of the back of your leg, and that's kind of shooting down the side of either one leg, maybe it's both legs, and it can be really debilitating pain. It can stop you from bending forwards, it can stop you from walking, you start waddling. And the thing with that kind of pain is that it alters the way you move and the way you hold yourself, and that can create secondary problems in your body, compensation pain. So you end up like hitching, gripping from either an upper limb, or you get tension in your neck and shoulders. All of that just distorts your balance, right? And this happens because your big sciatic nerve that runs down that back of the buttock and leg, that track either on one side or both, that nerve can get compressed. So that's either going to start in your lower back, or it's going to be under the piriformis muscle in your in your buttock. And that compression is what's causing that pain. So if you have that, I don't want you to sit on it, no pun intended, but whatever discomfort you have, try to not just, settle with it. Try to actually do something about it. I want you to start seeing pain and discomfort in your body. All right. Right now things are changing, everything's changing, your shape's changing, your weight distribution is changing, your center of gravity is changing, right? And pain and discomfort, when you start seeing that as your friend, okay? It's a much nicer way to think about it. See it as your friend that is telling you this this is the attention I need in this part of the body. This is where something has changed. It's too tight, or it's not strong enough. That's always going to be like most of the issues, right? It's either too tight in that area, or it lacks stability, like that core strength, because of these changes that are happening in your body. So don't focus on the fact that it does hurt. Try and analyze what's going on, and how can you actually do something very simple um, to release that. So for sciatica, there's actually a lot of little things that you can do at home. I've done videos on this before on YouTube. I'm going to drop the links in the comments below. But basically, doing a sitting stretch is what I highly recommend. That's what's going to get you like quasi instant results, is to stretch out your glute muscles in a very simple sitting position. And it's very easy. I can do it with you now if you want. So if you're sitting in a firm chair, not the couch, not a bounce, not a gym ball, you want to be on a really flat surface where your thighs are going to be supported, and you make sure that your legs are parallel, like about a hip distance apart, and you want to sit with your leg cross-legged. And as you sit with your leg cross-legged, your ankle over your knee, this you might recognize as a very typical stretch pose, right? Where you stretch your glutes out. But what I see is that a lot of people tend to just push down on their knee, right? So they push down on their knee, and then they kind of like arch forwards and roll into that to increase the stretch, which is actually a very inefficient way to stretch out that muscle to release the sciatic nerve. So there's a couple tweaks that I want you to try, and you will feel the difference straight away. One is your back position. So instead of having it rounded and leaning into it, and you might feel, oh, I'm going really far because I'm actually in this C curve in my spine. It doesn't actually produce a lot of stretch. It doesn't catch it in the right way. So you want to increase that lever in a very simple way by sitting really up straight. So when you're sitting tall and you lift up through your heart here, and you bring your shoulders back, and you create a very straight spine, you'll be able to feel instantly just in this position how that is stretching out your glutes. And it's with a flat back that I want you to lean forwards into that stretch. And you'll feel like that literally is all it takes for me. I just need a couple degrees, and I can really feel that muscle being stretched out. Now, that might look like it's less efficient because I'm not moving far forwards, but you're actually catching in the right position. You'll feel that's much more intense than moving far forwards with your back straight. Second thing is, make sure that you don't actually push down on your knee. You might think that that's opening up the hip, that that's pushing down a lot more. But remember, during pregnancy, your body is going to be flush with relaxin hormone. Your joints are going to be a lot more flexible because of that. And you don't want to be damaging your joints. So pressing down that in a way that you might be used to could actually then put too much pressure pressure on it. And also your levering, with your upper body, if all of that's tight and it creates an awkward position, then it's not going to be efficient. So make sure that you're doing that on both sides. Even though you only feel that tension on one side, I always recommend doing both so that you get a feel of how tight it is on both sides. And the idea is to balance that up. Okay. So if you're like a 7 out of 10 tightness on your right, but and you do it on the left, and you're like, wow, that's only like, that's like a 1, 2, that's like really low. I feel fine. There's no symptoms there. Then you know that you just want to work on that right side until you balance up to the same 1, 2 level on the other side, so that they are the same as possible. Now, I will drop the links below because I know that I'm just explaining this from the couch setting, and I'm not showing you it as well as I could. So I'll drop the links in there where I go into a lot more detail. There's 2 videos actually. There's one where I just demonstrate it, and there's one where I actually go into more of the physio talk behind it. So make sure you check those out and give it a go. All right, give it a go and let me know how you get on with that. And if there are other physio type aches or pains specific things that you want me to go over, I'm more than happy to chat about them here and show you some exercises that you can do. There's absolutely no point sitting in all of your pain. But there. So for those of you who have, like, some of you have DM'd me and you've asked me a few questions that make me think that you might not have received my email with the pocket coaching in it. So I'm not talking about these live videos, but the MP3s where I'm leaving coaching snippets for you to take action on. So if you aren't getting those, then just send me a message or an email so that I can hook you up properly. Okay, there. But I hope that you're getting a lot so far out of these videos. Make sure that you're checking them all out. There are also incredible gifts attached with all of them. And talking about gifts, actually, yes, we have a giveaway from Pink Stork. And I know some of you have asked me, it's like, oh, well, what time was the deadline to repost the post to get in on the chance to win this amazing sleep bundle that they've put together for you? And obviously, I know that with time differences between GMT and Pacific time, specifically, there's quite a big difference. But I did say at the end of the day on Thursday, which I know actually you still it's only like the afternoon there in Pacific time. So gonna, I'm just gonna keep it open till the end of the day for Pacific time, and then I'll come back in here tomorrow morning to pick someone, just to be fair, because I do want to. I do realize that I didn't set up a specific time for that. It's the first time I ran a competition, so I completely forgot to actually put a cutoff time from it. So that's on me. So I'm leaving it open till then. And apart from that, I think I can't think if there's anything else I wanted to mention other than Saturday. Yeah, make sure that you are saving the date and time for 10 a.m. Central. I'll be doing a full-on live training. We're going to go deep into stepping into your power for birth and beyond. I'm going to take you upstairs. We'll go upstairs into my clinic. I'll get my whiteboard out. I'm going to go deep on some concepts that I haven't taught in here yet, that I think you'll find really instantly applicable. And this is the thing. It's just that I want you to said the whole goal of this is that you guys and that you're strong as possible. So make sure that when you're watching this stuff, whenever you open up a pocket coaching or you watch one of the interviews or one of the live videos in the group, don't just sit on it and think, okay, that's nice, or okay, that works for some women, that works for others, and it might not work for me. Have an open mind. Try everything. I was not into meditation before. I was not into I wasn't into yoga before. I wasn't into I wasn't into hypnobirthing before. There are so many things that I didn't think would work for me in my stubborn mindset. I didn't believe in the mind body connection the way I do today. And because I'm very much a, well, I've got to see it work. I've got to see proof. So I get that. And I encourage you to get that proof for yourself. It's the only way you're going to know is to try with an open mind, with an open heart, and giving it what you putting into it, what you want to get out of it. So if you're going to be trying an exercise, for example, like half-heartedly, then you're not going to get as much out of it if as much out of it as if you actually really did it mindfully. And that means really thinking about what it is that you're trying to achieve, how you're doing it very specifically, how are you aligning yourself, but how you're also incorporating your breath to it, how you're actually visualizing this, making changes in your body, how you're communicating what you're doing, what's happening, and why you're doing it, and the benefits of it to your baby. All of these things, like really being in it to make it work for yourself, it is it's more than just doing the exercise. It's that intention behind it. Because if you do anything half-heartedly, then you're not going. If you do anything without really thinking, okay, well, this could help, then you never really fully commit to the power of it. All the tools, the things that our experts have been talking about, they obviously work. They work, and people get benefits from them. And I always say it's not about, well, does it work for me? Would it work for me? Could I try it? Would I be too self-conscious to dance and get anything out of it? These tools, these tactics, these strategies, they work. The question is, will you work for it? You see what I mean? It's just like, can you commit to really giving it your all? And if you work that way for the things that you do during pregnancy, then that's going to be the way you work for your baby through your labor, right? Really being committed into it, full on, and that's how you're going to engage your mind body connection, and that's how you're going to be able to achieve what might feel like the impossible. And that's why women end up having amazingly empowered births. It's not about the environment, it's not about the things that are happening to you, it's how you're navigating that. And that all starts with the way you're thinking, the way you approach it, right? The way you approach any challenge is to go and full on embrace it, um, and reach into your power. Anyway, I'll be going into this a whole lot more on Saturday. I know that I'm going down into a little bit of another rabbit hole here. My intention was to come in here and just say hi and make sure you got those links to the sciatica videos. But there you go. Okay, so enjoy the videos, comment to let me know, what you're finding helpful, um, what you want more of, because that's how I know what content to create for you to support you in the way that you need. Lastly, I think I'm going to put up a poll for you guys to say when your due dates are, and that way you can buddy up with people, right? I want you to find other mamas, and so that you can chat. And it's nice to know the moms who are due around the same time as you. I know that's very comforting, because you're going to be at that similar stage of in your pregnancy. You might be having those the same kind of prep things that you're going through. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you have to be buddies with people who are due exactly at the same time as you. I would say, just check out the moms who are due in the same 3 to 4 months, because, well, you know you might have other things in common as well. Like you might already have kids. You might be in a certain area where you actually realize that you're really close to each other. Anyway, I'll put up that poll, and I'm hoping that you guys can buddy up. It makes such a difference to have someone that you just know that you can just message, just say, hey, um, I have this question, I have this thing. Have you felt this before? That camaraderie, all of that is very important, especially when you're with people who are focused on the same goal, who are like-minded. That's one thing that during my own pregnancy, I had a really great group of moms. They were fantastic. However, um, they they didn't all have the same form of birth preparation. They weren't into the same things that I was in terms of mind body connection. Um, in terms of exercise, yes, you see, that's the thing. It's just like, we went to yoga classes, um, and we all love like going out and walking in the parks and like sharing books and stuff like that. But uh, everybody's going to go down their own route of what kind of prep, what kind of coaching, what kind of classes, what kind of things are good for them. It's very individual. And there's one thing that that group taught me. It's like why our group works so well is that we just really, really respected each person's wishes, which is very respectful of whatever choice it was. And I think that's such an important thing in motherhood is that there's already so much judgment. Like we put so much judgment on ourselves, so much criticism on ourselves, and there's so much comparisonitis in the motherhood jungle that we don't need that stress and that kind of aggro. That kind of energy is just like it's never going to be good for you or baby. Any doubts that you already have about yourself or your capabilities, that's just going to be crushed. You get other people doubling down on that for you. So I would say, be ready to cut out that kind of negativity in your life. Find new friends who are going to get you. Create your own surrounding. Create your own network, and create your own path. That's the thing. It's just like that's really this is the time to step into your own leadership as the mother, as the matriarch of your family. It's making those decisions. For your own sake and for your baby's sake. And we're here to support you all the way. So there. Okay, I'm gonna go and probably um, I'm preempting. I'm going to have to go pick her up at my baby, my poor Coco, who is finding it so difficult to sleep. She's just all snuffled up. She can't tell me she's only 16 months, but like I'm sure she's got headaches. She's got a temperature, and getting her to sleep for more than like half an hour, 45 minutes at the moment. It's just not working. So it's just a lot of patience, a lot of just being in the moment and loving, supporting her through it. I've talked about that in one of the pocket coaching sessions. So again, if you're not receiving those, just send me a message to let me know, and I'll make sure that you can catch up on those. All right, mamas. Talk to you soon and hit me up in the group. Let me know where you're at.